Hello, today we're going to be reviewing Envision Horizons 2024 comprehensive analysis of AI image generation tools currently on the market. Our brands are facing unprecedented demands for fresh creative assets. So, the purpose behind this report was to test 10 different AI image tools to determine their e commerce product photography readiness. So, let's dive into the findings here. So as you can see, we put the logos on here of the 10 different tools that we reviewed. OpenArt, Canva, we reviewed two different Amazon tools, Gemini, Leonardo, Adobe Firefly, Stability, Runway, and Midjourney. We gave these AI tools two different prompts. One was for a jar of lotion beauty product in a Christmas themed background with lights and ornaments, and that was the prompt. And the second one was for a kitchen landscape with a copper electric KitchenMaid esque stand mixer featuring a pumpkin pie next to it. So, trying to challenge different scenarios and different elements of these product scenes. All right, so diving into the results here. For really high quality general image generations, we saw some standout performers. Leonardo here was one of them, high accuracy in prompt interpretation. So you can see they've gotten all of the elements of the prompt included in the final shot. On the right, you can see the pumpkin pie is included. There's not a ton of embellishments, which a lot of these AI tools would randomly generate additional images. So I guess you can see on the right one here, there is a pumpkin in the background, but that's a relevant embellishment. And it had really strong photorealistic quality. You can see the reflection on the marble countertop, the background, realistic looking, good attention to detail. Canva was a good tool in that it was able to deliver photorealistic images. It had a good aesthetic capture, but the tool did have a tendency to add unrequested elements. So on the image on the right here, you can see it added a lot of pumpkins and kind of a wonky looking leaf structure in the background of one of the images. The other one didn't have the pumpkin pie featured. For some reason, the jars in the lotion image had less of a beauty product feel and more of an actual mason jar look. So for that tendency to add unrequested elements took some points off for the tool. Runway, very similarly rated here. It had decent prompt interpretation, but the quality of these images had some sort of cartoonish, airbrushed look to them that just didn't look as photorealistic. There also was the occasional embellishment. The middle image of the lotion, they added what looks like a candle wick to the top of it, making it look like a candle instead of a jar of lotion. One of the stand mixers doesn't have the requested pie in the shot, so room for improvement for that tool. The Amazon Ads AI Creative Studio tool is currently in beta, but it really impressed us in terms of the really accurate prompt interpretation, the photorealistic elements with the strong shadow and reflection handling. And then the most impressive part of this tool is that it's using your real product image. Super easy to embed your product image into the photo because you're uploading it right from your main image right from Amazon. So you can see that's a real lotion product and stand mixer. You can see it got the elements of the beautyscape and the elements of the kitchenscape pretty accurately with the pie. Even the background windows look very photorealistic, which some of them tend to look more cartoonish in other tools. So really impressed by that tool. Adobe Firefly nailed it in terms of prompt interpretation and being photorealistic. It had a distinctive warm glow aesthetic, which you might be able to see just looking in comparison to these other photos, which wasn't requested in the prompts. So, with a little fine tuning, you could get it to look exactly how you want, but just an additional note there. They also had really strong lifestyle setting background details. So you can see in the kitchen photo specifically, a lot of the details further back by the windowsill make it look like you're in a real kitchen as opposed to a photo shoot set. Google Gemini, really great adherence to the prompts, and it gave a really clean studio quality output. So as opposed to Adobe, which the set looked very realistic, it looked like it was in a real kitchen. Google Gemini did make it look like you're on a product photography set more, and there was no embellishments, very clean, crisp images. All right, moving on to Open Art. This tool gave some wonky outputs and some random embellishments and a little bit of a cartoonish aesthetic. So, as much as all of these tools are impressive for their ability to build these images, this one just didn't really compare to the level that some of the others are on. Similarly, Stability AI had sort of its own high gloss, bold style output, very high saturation, which tends to look less photorealistic. It did have strong scene composition, specifically in the kitchenscape, the way that the stand mixer is set up in front of those windows, and we've got some branches hanging down over the lotion jar, kind of an interesting artistic choice. Could result in some more unique shots. And then Midjourney here, you can really see the premium photorealism. They have every reflection nailed. You can even see in the stand mixer here, the pumpkin pie is reflected in the bowl of the stand mixer. Good background details, good scene composition, great lights and reflection, very photorealistic. And then the Amazon Ads tool in Seller Central, which is different than the Creative Studios tool, is great for immediate use. It's ready to go. You can upload your product image directly, which is great. It had good prompt interpretation, but pretty limited prompt flexibility. So you have to be really straightforward with the prompts you give it. Basic scene composition only. You can see the pumpkin pie could not be inserted. Some of the ornaments or other details requested in the beauty shot weren't delivered. There were some wonky outputs you can see with the stand mixer. In both images, actually, there's some weird cutoffs of the cutting board and it looks like a rolling pin tool. So still a work in progress, but for simpler scenes, a really great photo ready option. Just having your own main image in there makes the image look so much more realistic. And you can see on the lotion image on the left that they do have the shadow and reflections and everything down. So it truly does look like a product photography shoot. So our key recommendations here, the Amazon AI Labs Creative Studio, although it is currently in beta, that's our top recommendation for professional e-commerce ready product photography. For high quality image generation, Midjourney, Leonardo, Adobe, and Google Gemini were all great options. And then for more casual use or maybe social media content, Canva, Runway, OpenArt, or Stability were all solid as well. Again, for Amazon specific content that's available right now, test out the Amazon Seller Central image generator tool. It still is impressive for e-commerce ready image generations. You can see in our full report here, we break down this summary results a little bit further, but I'm going to keep it moving to our final piece of this report here, which is our prompt building guide. So we just have a checklist here of recommendations for how to make your prompts really easy for these AI tools to interpret and really accurate. The basics are including main product details, so the exact product name or type is helpful. In the electric stand mixer, we specified kitchen made so that the AI tool had a good baseline of what to generate. The material or finish, shiny copper, the position placement on the countertop was all important in that as well. For the environment setup in both prompts, we gave a season, so one being a winter Christmas mood and the other being a fall kitchen. Supporting props, including that pumpkin pie or background elements like the ornaments, were key in making our vision come to life. And then you can get more specific with the lighting and camera. So lighting direction or quality, specific effects or depth of field and focus. And then style of mood, if you want to reference a certain campaign style. For the lotion image, we did specify that it should be like a beauty photo shoot campaign. Here you can also specify if you want more of a cool or warm tone. And then surface details are also important: material, texture, reflections, and highlights. And then you can see the little breakdown here we have is think product, props, space, light, and style to build a great prompt. And then to get even more advanced, you can add in some technical photography keywords. You can add in references to professional work, such as in the style of this photographer or similar to this luxury brand aesthetic. And then you can include quality specifications about the resolution or the output style, the render quality. And then another good tip is to add some negative prompts so that you don't get embellishments or wonky output. You can say no text or logos, no additional products, no unrealistic shadows, and avoid distortion for a little extra guidance for these AI tools. All right, so that is it. Thanks for tuning in. You can download this full report at envisionhorizons.com under our resources reports tab if you'd like to send this to anyone on your team or take a closer look. Thanks for watching.